off.
All right. Eddie, you know how to camera?
No.
Oh.
I'll try.
The best angle is to get it up here, so you should switch your seat to there, so you can get George, steering wheel, and the thing.
Okay.
I mean, I basically killed it, you know? I, did a wonderful job.
Good morning, Scopies.
Hello.
We got some. Wait, where am I going? That way?
Yeah.
Go that way, openpilot. Good openpilot.
Yeah.
We got 19 people rolling in.
Got 90 people rolling it.
Even with my shitty
All
camera.
right, guys. We just did 41 action news.
Don't bother watching it.
No. We're not gonna say that. The reporter is very nice. There's unrealistic expectations around what self-driving cars are. You start out the interview, and this is why we're never really going to do press demos again. At least not until they are flawless door to door, because this is what people expect, right? People don't understand really what a hard problem this is. You just saw what the car did, right? You saw it take that exit. You saw it. It's not been messing up for 5 minutes, and I'm impressed by this. But your average person is not, right? It
we
works.
can see you in the mirror, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So we usually switch to horizontal.
Should I switch?
Scopes
Yeah,
have
you
been-
should
Scopies, you guys like this better?
Yeah, horizontal.
Okay,
Horizontal
sorry.
tends to work better.
Vivian
But yeah,
Road.
Revin.
People
What company,
have
Revin?
a completely unrealistic expectation for what self-driving car technology is. For me, I'm impressed if I do nothing for 10 minutes. They see one mistake and they're like, oh, this thing is horrifying. Well, of course it's horrifying if you put it on the road without a person, right? And I think Tesla's figured this out. This is what we were talking about. You see right here, well, actually it didn't mess up there. But if it went for that exit, I would still call it pretty good.
Dude, that exit was Vivian. Did you see that?
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, but you just have to, if we ever do a press demo again, we have to script it so well. We have to know.
Then it's just not worth doing.
Yeah, we shouldn't do one again.
It's really
We're
just not
gonna
worth
do one
doing,
again.
guys. And you just have so much out of your control. Versus, these periscopes, you really see what the technology is. I don't know. So I don't know how you deal with this problem. Maybe you pay overpaid media consultants to do it for you. You'll know
right.
I'd never do that shit.
They know.
Wait, if I apparently...
Huh?
Oh, I thought it was gonna... I rebooted, didn't I?
Yeah.
I thought they fixed that bug.
What bug?
The bug with the... I thought it would show the set speed when you
no, they
were in
haven't done
Waze.
that.
Yeah, they haven't done that yet.
No.
But yeah, no, doing press is kind of a bummer, y'all.
Yeah, Eric Moraga saying the self-driving car should be renamed to enhanced cruise control.
Well, but okay, so enhanced cruise control is fine, but that's not a very splashy marketing term, right? And you could even use the worst term, driver assistance system, and nobody knows what that means, right? And saying self-driving car triggers the DMV, I kind of love triggering people. We love the DMV, we respect their authority, but triggering them is just kind of fun. Of course, you can say whatever you want because this is America and we have the First Amendment.
It's the internet.
You can really say whatever you want on the internet,
Yeah.
right?
Viv, how do you read these comments when we're horizontal?
You gotta kind of tilt your head, Eddie. It's
That's just because I have
hard.
orientation lock on my phone.
Oh.
Give me the phone, I'll remove that.
I don't get why anyone likes orientation.
Oh, I love orientation.
Watching this sideways?
No one was watching it sideways.
No,
It does
we
the
just
same
were reading
thing.
the comments sideways.
Okay.
See, I'm super impressed by this.
That was
Me too.
sweet.
Yeah. Did it do this with her?
Yeah, but the whole frame is right away. Why can't I enter my destination? Why doesn't it work at red lights? You don't understand. This is most driving.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess people don't see the usefulness of a 90% self-driving car.
Yeah.
Well, certainly not people who walk to work and then, who don't really drive around and who don't use a car like majority of people who use a car.
People in Kansas City definitely commute. It's just I don't know. What do you do about it? You got any ideas, Scopies?
Scopies, what do we do to better make the public aware
of
self-driving cars and reasonable expectations, you know?
Yeah, we're on this forever.
Welcome as Sons. It's their first day on Periscope.
That's right, you get
Welcome.
first dayers.
AZ Sons.
Yeah.
As Sons, easy Sons.
AZ.
Oh, AZ.
You know what's nice? We can be out of Kansas soon, man.
You think
Yeah.
Team 4 is
So this is
asking, why in God's name are you driving to Omaha? Omaha, Nebraska is
Omaha,
a sweet
Nebraska
place.
is a sweet place. We're doing
Seriously.
a presentation at the University of Nebraska.
We're going to the
psyched
metropolises of America that people don't
for it.
remember.
Man. We're going
So-
to America's
Vanilla Gorilla
The
asked
heartland.
how the news is going. How did
Vanilla
the news
Gorilla.
go? You missed the little rant.
It was okay.
The
You missed
news
the
was
rant.
okay. It was
Yeah.
okay. It was okay. The reporter, she was very nice. But there is a communication issue, right? So first off, I mean, let's break it down, right? You know, I'm very honest with you guys. So you have 41 action news, right? So already what that does is like set up the frame of stories they can do and can't do. We're like, okay, let's do 41 action news. You know, there's no way this could be a hit piece, right? Unlike Reuters, who's a terrible news organization, and we're
Banned from comma.
Reuters is banned from comma. Seriously, Reuters is banned.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, okay, so the frame of this story is always going to be, it's puff pieces, right? The problem comes into, you can't promote something as a self-driving car. Now, you know, you can fix all of this in editing, but then it's fake, and I really don't want it to be fake, right? The truth is, there's very little news that exists to actually inform the public, right? News plays on your emotion, it doesn't exist to educate. So this is we don't do that on Periscope. Do I play with your emotion, people?
Scopies, do we play with your emotions?
Scopies, do
I
we
don't
play
know.
with your emotions?
They only send us love, man.
They only send us love. You
Our
only can,
Scopies
man.
only send
That's
us
see,
love.
but that's the frame of Periscope, right? You can talk
Yeah.
about the frame of 41 Action News. You can talk about the frame of Periscope, right?
There's also some hate on Periscope.
Well, there's always gonna be some hate. You know what I'm surprised by? Anytime our shit gets posted on Reddit, it's nothing but hate. Anytime our shit gets posted on YouTube, it's nothing but love, man.
And Hacker News is a bit of both.
Hacker News
It's a lot of hate.
More hate.
Hacker News is just, yeah, Hacker News is hate. I mean, Hacker News is the truth is, the people who read Hacker News are very distinct from the people who comment on Hacker News.
Yeah.
A lot of people read Hacker News and they're generally the positive people. The people who comment are kind of like, that's not so hard, man. I got a guy who could have done
Yeah.
that in
I mean,
3
that's always
days.
the case. The people who comment are different than the audience that's just watching.
No, but I mean, it's particularly true about Hacker News because Hacker News, you have a lot of, you know, yeah, you're like maybe armchair engineers is the word.
Armchair engineers.
Armchair
that
engineers, yeah.
They sit in their fucking castle and comment
Like,
on
I'm
it.
impressed
Bullshit.
every time this thing like gets down to the 6-minute bar.
Me too, yeah.
Right? But that's also kind of a hard thing to convey on a short news segment, right? Because the truth is, what this is for is people who are just driving for like an hour. Which is a lot of... Driving is inherently this incredibly boring thing when you think about it.
We are self-driving right now, Team 4. There is no knee driving
I'm
happening.
not doing shit.
Yeah, I wonder how many people think it's like knee driving.
How many people think
No,
we're
comma.ai is
we're
real,
cheating?
like-
Comma.ai
You
is
guys,
real.
the reason you think we're cheating is because the
everyone
whole
else-
world is cheating. Right? And there's no penalty for cheating because truthiness beats truth.
Yeah. No, there's only reward for like these amazing videos that people make and
Yeah.
then sell $800 products
No, like
that fail.
we live in a world today where truthiness is more believed than actual truth. Right? Like truthiness is the like first glance believability. Reset the bar.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Just when I'm thinking last night that, like, you know, we're about to have a paradigm shift and realness is about to come back in. You see that, and it's not even like the fault of anybody. You can't really point fingers, but just it's a structural problem. I don't really really sure you deal with that.
Well, we shouldn't subscribe to their bullshit.
Well, but it's not like bullshit, right? Like don't, again, there's no malice there, right? They're just like operating in a world where certain stories can spread. Right? You could talk about that a lot with outrage today, right? Like, it's hard to even attribute malice. Outrage just happens to be a more viral emotion than like positive emotions.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Well,
why do people watch the news? Why are they watching Action 41 News anyway? You know, they're not there to get like a nice, pleasant story.
No, well, at least, like, you know, you're always hoping morning shows are certainly better than like the 5 o'clock news or the 7 o'clock news. 5 o'clock news. Did you know about these 7 things in your household that can kill you? Make sure you tune in after this commercial break.
Yep.
Arby's. Eat bacon cheeseburgers. They're not one of the 7 things that can kill you, but to be honest,
It's the most
right?
likely thing to kill you.
You know, and they're talking about like, this woman had a stove fall on her, and she died. Watch out for stoves. They're in your house. Is your stove buckled to the wall? This fucking bullshit, man. Watch out for bacon cheeseburgers. They're actually more likely to kill you, right? And what's actually likely to kill you? Car accidents.
Yep.
If you're young. Well, actually, there's one. So I'm a 27-year-old white male. 28. My number one risk of death is suicide. Followed by drug overdose, followed by car accident.
Yeah.
So that says about the world.
Heart disease.
Oh, we're almost in Missouri. I think we saw the Welcome Center.
Dude, we were in Missouri.
We've been in Missouri.
We've already left Kansas.
Yeah.
Wow, we've already left Kansas.
We just cut through Kansas.
We weren't even staying in
The
Kansas.
makerspace was fun last night.
Yeah,
Makerspace
was
Went to a
cool.
nice space.
Yeah, it was a really cool space.
Not even. I just structurally don't know what to do about this. By the
It'd
way,
be interesting to go back when Tesla first
we're on Highway
introduced
29.
autopilot
Yeah.
and see what did they do, right? Did they just sell it to the people who were buying the cars and they were like, you can also get this and, you know, it's an upgrade and blah, 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 and it'll assist you in your driving? Or did they do a lot of press?
No, I remember the early marketing. We could talk about that in a minute. But first off, I want to say that this sign is brought to you by Dan Carlin's Common Sense.
Ah.
Dan Carlin has this great show. He also makes this other podcast, Hardcore History. This is what we were listening to, the season thing.
Yeah.
No, a lot of this sort
We
of
learn a
like
lot.
it really helps teach you how to think.
Yeah.
So I recommend both Common Sense and Hardcore History. That's what the little signy, just that one, not all of them, just that one. No, what Tesla did for autopilot was they announced it and they didn't really talk about what it was.
Interesting.
Right? I'm like, I've been in a car with autopilot.
What year was this?
And you watch these videos, and to be honest, so talking with the reporter this morning, she said, like, you know, Tesla autopilot is way better. And the reason she probably thinks that is because she used Tesla autopilot on a stretch of road like this with different expectations, right? So we've been driving for like 25 minutes now, and I've done nothing.
Yeah.
But when you're in a 41 Action News segment and you're trying to get a shot, it's a different frame. Yeah, guys, reverse engineer everything, you know? Reverse engineer the news. Always think
I mean,
about
the people that know that it's better, they get it. We don't need to hype it up to people that aren't gonna.
It's not even really better. Look, it's the identical thing as all.
No. I mean,
right?
it's better than what comes on their car, right? People buy something that.
Oh, well, yeah.
But these people would not, the people like in Action 41 News would not buy the stock system on the car. They would not pay the extra $1,000.
Not only,
No.
no. I wouldn't even say that, right? It's not even.
No disrespect to Action 41 News.
No.
If they're watching
They probably would. They probably would, right? But they wouldn't like think of it in the same sort of class, right? And maybe this is our fault for calling it a self-driving car, right? Look, we're driving better than that truck. Look at him weaving in and out of his. Do you see him drift a little out of his lane?
Yeah.
You know, I see trucks do that, and I don't know whether to blame the truck driver or like the wind.
It's the wind.
It might be.
I don't think it's the truck
I've never
driver.
driven a truck. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's pretty.
Tan Dan 90s asking what state is this? We're
This is
still in Missouri.
Missouri.
yeah.
Missouri.
Wait, Missouri. When do we get to... Oh, we're in Missouri. Oh, we've been in Missouri the whole time.
We just had this conversation 5 minutes ago.
Keep
Did you
thinking we're
forget
in
that?
Kansas. No,
Yeah.
I didn't forget that we're in Missouri, obviously. But like, I didn't realize that we stayed in Missouri last night.
It's confusing because it's Kansas City.
When do we get to Nebraska, y'all?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm
too.
psyched.
The show, wait,
Nebraska's
so is the Show Me State Kansas or Missouri?
Show me what?
It's like the slogan. It's like the live free or die for Kansas or
It's
Missouri.
Kansas.
So what's Missouri's slogan?
Oh, it's Missouri. Because the restaurant we were in was in
their
Missouri.
slogan is literally, it's Missouri?
No. It's Missouri's slogan. The Show Me slogan.
Oh, the Show Me
Yeah,
State.
yeah.
Okay. So what's Kansas's slogan?
Probably.
We got a lot of prairies.
Yeah.
And like single oil rigs on the side of the road. We passed so many of those. So weird.
Oklahoma, Kansas City. Great song.
Wait, is there a Kansas City, Oklahoma?
No, but Oklahoma. Oh,
Isn't there another
it's from
Kansas
the musical.
City?
Guys, I'm bummed out this morning.
Yeah,
Don't
Tandan
be bummed,
90.
George. At least it wasn't live.
Missouri is Show Me State. Any Chicago upstates from AJ
Live would have been
Lavasse?
better, actually. No time for her, you know.
No, it's not even... I'm not bummed about how the press went. I don't care about that.
What are you bummed about? That the world isn't opening their eyes?
Yeah, well, not that the world
That they
isn't
have
opening
unrealistic
their eyes.
expectations.
But no. It's that we live in a world that is completely incapable of thinking critically. Right? I mean, like, this is not... Think through this problem on a high level. And think about, I mean... So, okay, there's a saying in the media, right? The second you're actually educated on a subject, you realize what bullshit the media is, right? Like, you look at the media talking about, like, say you know about, like, you know, say you're a pilot, you know about airplanes, right? You look at the media talk about pilots and airplanes, and you're like, wow, they have no idea what they're talking about. Yet, these same people still trust the media on other issues, like artificial intelligence, right? They're like, I don't know, maybe the media knows.
Yeah.
But people are not, like, people don't think, like, wow, I'm a pilot and I know they're bullshit on pilots. Why do you not think they're also bullshit on artificial intelligence or things like that, right? It's a structural problem. And that's what's bumming me out. Maybe it is better with things like YouTube and Periscope. I mean, you actually can kind of see the truth, right? You remove the middleman. Things are always more honest without the middleman. Yeah. So maybe the world is going in a better direction. But then you have, you know, sites like Facebook, which maybe Facebook starts out as, you know, you're seeing updates from your friends on newsfeed, but now you're seeing BuzzFeed articles, right? You're seeing shit like that. People who have figured out how to game new media.
Yeah.
The systems are exploitable. And, like, the exploit for the system that I'm talking about is kind of like the truthiness is better than truth. And I don't know how to overcome this.
Truthiness is better than truth.
And like on any platform, you could start out with this very truthful.
Guys, I want
stuff,
you
but then
all
it just-
Scopies right now. See, look, it messed up a little bit there. But, you know, that was the first time it messed up in like a while.
And we were honest about it.
We were honest about it, right? Scopies, I want you all to hold me accountable. If I ever become bullshit, please let me know.
But
Send
then you
them a
might
lot
not
of
listen
emails
because
about-
you will have become bullshit.
I know I won't listen, and that concerns me, right? Like, do people grow up thinking I want to be bullshit when I grow up?
No, it just happens.
But then they
It just happens. They just fall into these.
fall into it.
Oh.
Gotta put it on the blockchain so like it gets executed whenever you become bullshit.
Oh my God! Have you seen what bullshit blockchain is?
Right?
Like, here you have these people, oh my God, and this is why we can't do the ICO. Hi guys, we were going to do an ICO, but we can't do it because crypto's full of immature idiots who want to be crypto rich.
We don't want them.
No, we don't, because they ruin a community,
We
right?
have a good community.
Yeah, right? Like, you can't, you know, Bitcoin starts out as this really fight for, like, liberation and truth, right? I mean, this is the same complaint you have about, like, punks, right? And everyone who's still a real punk is probably complaining about this. Saying, like, punk became a brand. We literally tried to be anti-brand. Guys, this is really bumming me out, y'all. I don't know, man.
I wonder what you would feel like if someone else had built this and you just came into this car and rode the system for the first time.
I mean, I would
It's
have,
very
like...
hard to, like, put yourself in that position, but...
I would have technical criticisms and complaints, right? But then, you know, if you talk to me about like the machine learning and talk to me about like what's involved, I'll be like, yeah, I think we can do better, but like I get that it takes. To be honest, I don't know. I thought I could. I didn't think I could actually solve Elon's vision problem in the 4 months. What he asked for was basically a replacement of Mobileye's IQ3, and that I thought that I could actually do. But I mean, hello, we have 2 lanes, a holistic path predictor, and a lead car predictor. It's, you know, where do you think we got those ideas, right? They're obvious ideas, but
Yeah.
it's you know, it's what was asked for me in the Tesla contract, right? And you know, finally now we're talking about how to move to a new architecture. But
That would be an interesting perspective.
yeah, that would be an interesting perspective, I guess.
Yeah. But I think you'd be more harsh than you think you'd be.
Oh no, and I would absolutely be harsh,
Yeah.
right? But it's even beyond being harsh. It's like,
I think it's critically thinking in the right way, not critically
yeah,
thinking just
yeah.
because you want outrage.
No. You see, the thing is, like, I might be harsh for the first like couple minutes.
Yeah.
But then I think that I'm the type of person who you can sit down and have a conversation with, and I'll, like, you know, I do want to know.
Yeah, but Scopies who are watching who used our system for the first time, like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Were you guys, in the first moments that you used it, were you freaked? Were you comfortable with it?
Impressed?
Impressed?
Have critiquing thoughts?
So that'd be a good to know. No one's used it.
Someone's asking. Mahartha says, nope, very impressed.
Very impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people are
But I guess they had
impressed.
low expectations, right?
It's not even that, right?
It's realistic.
And it's also that they were like, they drove the car before the system for long periods
Yeah.
of time. And then they put the system in and they're like,
And they
Oh,
have
wow.
the stock system. So they can see how
yeah.
shitty the stock system is.
yeah, maybe they even tried the stock system. But to be fair, like, there is no stock lane keep assist on the Toyota.
Yeah, but you can still have adaptive cruise control. Be like,
Brevin
oh my
said he
God.
tried it.
Yeah.
For the first time, was like, oh my god, this is a whole new world.
Right?
Really?
No,
Okay.
but that's exactly, of course, no. Like, I believe that the people who actually
Who
use
understand.
it, especially the people who build it, certainly feel that
Yeah.
way, right? But this is the whole, I'm not, you know, the system, like is what it is, and I think we're doing, you know, just, you know, are we doing great? I mean, everyone could always be doing better, but like, you know, hey, it really is way better than what the Honda and the Toyota are shipping, right?
And theirs is dangerous. It's
Yeah.
dangerously bad.
And how thankful were you to have the system yesterday?
The system's nice, right?
Yeah.
Not even that, like, it's bullshit. Does anyone really need any of this? No one really needs any of this, but...
Honest George.
No one really needs any of this, right? Like, no one really needs, like, anything in the world. You know, like, 1% of people make all our food, and, like, I mean,
You do, but where are we going to get growth from then?
Oh, I don't know about
Like, you
growth.
can't have all this, like, lack of necessity for things and massive growth.
No, but I'm not saying, like, it's bullshit, so we shouldn't do it. I'm saying it's bullshit, and we should recognize that it's bullshit, and then do it anyway. Because, like, hey, man, what are we doing,
Still
right?
need to
Life's
do it.
bullshit. Like, that's just...
Oh,
It's not
Tom
like
off.
we need to.
Hoodie is so expensive. Frowny face.
What?
The hoodie is so expensive. Frowny
Well,
face.
it's like the Supreme logo.
You know what?
Like, if you get
You
it,
know what?
get it.
You know what?
If you
In
want
honor
it.
of that guy, when we get home, we're doubling the price of the hoodie.
Okay.
No, but seriously, it's gonna be $249.
240.
$249.
249.
It's a little less than double.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, the hoodie's going up to $249. So buy a hoodie right now.
Buy one
Yeah.
now, guys.
It's going
Get
up
in
to
now.
$249.
It's going up. Yeah.
In honor of the world being bullshit.
Probably by
Hoodies-
the end of the year, it'll
hoodies-
be on the line of like 1,000 or something.
We're gonna put
you
an
know?
update on the hoodie page. Hoodie. In honor of the world being bullshit, it's now $249.
Yeah.
Can we edit that from Shopify on your phone?
Let me see.
BitShop says, I canceled my Tesla P100D order to get a car I can run comma on. Your pace and lack of BS is good.
Right? Like, yeah, I mean, there's people who do appreciate it. It's just not most of the world.
But you can't, like, make people appreciate
Let's just pay them in here.
70.
something that they don't understand. I mean, what are you trying to convince people?
Can we edit the things on
I
Shopify?
have to go literally on Shopify. I don't have the app.
Yeah,
No, don't go shopping.
Wow.
We'll do it. We'll do it in the new year.
In the
new year,
yeah,
don't
we
let
gotta give people
don't
the
let
time.
me forget, Scopies.
I have a couple things to remind you.
Hoodies
Yeah.
are going up. Yeah, you have a couple things to
Yeah.
remind me. Guys, okay, no, I'm trying an experiment in January.
Yeah.
I'm buying a fat suit. And I'm going to wear it around, right? And if I buy a suit that adds 30, 40 pounds to my body, I'm going to get ripped just by pacing.
Yeah.
George paces. He paces throughout the day.
You can
Gets
look
like
at me,
10,000
right?
steps when he just talks to you.
Guys, we should Periscope more at the office.
It's actually a fun time. Yeah, it'd be
Pretty fun.
interesting. Yeah.
Live transparently, y'all.
Yeah. Start the real Panopticon society.
Start the real Panopticon, right? That's who I was thinking was going to do the ICO, the Panopticon Foundation.
Yeah.
They were gonna be, yeah.
Jamaican Joel says, can I sell my own counterfeit hoodies for a much lower price?
No, that's trademark infringement. We
Oh,
have a trademark on the comma. Fuck off.
We're going to sue you.
We'll sue you.
We'll sue you. I love suing people. I have lawyers. We'll sue you.
We love lawyers.
To be honest, if you sold knockoff hoodies, if it entertains me, I would let them stay. If you put it this way, if you did it as a joke, I'd be totally fine with it. If you did it and tried to seriously make money doing it, and you were serious about it, fuck you, I'm suing you.
Tandan90 says, where are you going? We're going to Omaha.
We're going to Omaha. We'll be at Mantle Hall at 2 p.m. on the University of Nebraska's campus.
Where they go by U of N.
We're going to go to U of N. And I believe there's going to be hot chocolate. That's the word on the street. And maybe some snacks, but I'm not sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like Elon's patent thing. Elon lets people use his patents according to some license agreement. I like that. If you don't take the world seriously, use our shit.
Yeah,
If you take the world seriously, you suck.
Forget about it.
What, the tractor couldn't drive on the highway itself?
Someone's
That's
asking
when
what
they
the
have-
Chicago stop is looking like.
No Chicago
Chicago
stop.
stop.
After Sioux Falls, we're going to probably have no more stops.
Bros, what do you need to stop for? You
Going
got
on
us,
tour is
You got
tiring.
us right here on the Periscope.
Yeah.
How many people? How many Scopies?
Oh, we got 57.
Nice,
Oh, damn.
57.
All right, good. A lot of people
We're
got
up to like 60 something.
Spread the word about truth, right? Truth and realness.
Yeah.
Realness. Yeah. It's one of my real values, man.
Revan said there's cookies, coffee, and
Oh,
hot
yeah.
chocolate.
Revan, coffee, coming through.
Revan.
Thank you.
Is
We've
anyone
met
working
really
on...
kind people on this trip.
We absolutely have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Benish is asking, is anyone working on OpenPilot for semi-trucks?
Is that the banned question?
Yeah, because we've gotten that a lot.
I don't know. That's not a
Banned.
car, though. That's not a car. You said people can't ask about what
I
car
can't,
it works
that's
on.
less of a bullshit question. No, I don't know, man. I don't drive a semi-truck. I build shit for me. Like a semi, like a big truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I
Semi's a big
don't
guy.
drive those. I mean,
No
maybe,
one's
I
really
mean, let's be real, they
developing
look like fun to drive.
maybe if we get a new CEO next year.
Pandas are not compatible with 24-volt systems out of the box.
Oh no!
So semi-trucks aren't.
Don't
They actually
plug
they have a different connector though. They have a notch in the OBD of semi-trucks so that you don't plug in.
So
12 volt
that is
stuff.
good. Yeah, don't plug a Panda. in.
But someone should make a 24 volt to 12 volt Panda adapter. That'd be cool.
We can make 24-volt Pandas for $10,000 a Panda.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you complain about the price, it's doubled, so,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Brevin, semis are 24 volts.
No, but seriously, hoodies are going up in price.
Yeah, buy your hoodie before Jan 1st, because they're going up afterwards.
So if you bought a hoodie at the beginning, you actually
You
got
got
two
two,
hoodies
yeah.
because it was the medium large size.
Yeah.
Now you get one, and then hoodies are about to double in price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, right? Like those people who have hoodies, man, that's an appreciating
That is,
asset. Get in
the two,
early.
too?
Get in early on hoodie coin.
Yeah.
But hoodies are not a security.
No,
They
they're
do
not.
not pass the Howey test. They have a functional use.
Yeah.
People bought hoodies for many other reasons besides an expectation of profit.
Yeah.
They keep you warm. They make you look cool.
Man, I don't know what to do about the world. How are we going to educate people when the people who claim to be educating are the biggest scammers in history?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? I don't know, man. No one wants you to really be educated.
Yeah. Well, I think people have forgotten how to educate or...
You see, like, you say this, this, right? And like I mean, this is almost like the fantasy of Make America Great Again, right? Like I'm not sure people were ever better.
Yeah,
it's the same bullshit, man.
I really think it's the same bullshit. Like, you had people back in the day selling like snake oil elixir down here.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
At least people are a little more informed now. You could
maybe
Google it and like find out some hard facts on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Everyone out there, don't use Facebook. Download the Wikipedia app today and just read Wikipedia.
But also, people I feel like confirm their own biases so much more today than they ever did before.
It is easier.
Right?
It is easier.
Just on Facebook,
you can find news that supports literally whatever, like not even whatever opinion you have, but whatever truth you have.
Yeah.
And studies as well.
Yeah. Right.
Like, did you guys know you can't get a speeding ticket if you're behind a car that's going faster than you? It's going the same speed.
So let's hard code that into openpilot.
Someone said, I want to buy the full set Panadraft and the neon and the hoodie for $250, but I need a support.
We don't do shit. No support. There's no support. Let me tell you seriously, when you send an email to support, we give you 2 support choices, right? Support choice 1, it's open source, fix it yourself. Support choice 2, send it back for a full refund.
Yeah.
I'm not like...
Oh, someone sent a support question.
Yeah.
They sent like...
Educate yourself.
A screenshot of the camera, right?
Yeah, like the camera always has like a kind of halo around the edges.
Yeah, it's
of
called...
But they're saying the camera's dimmer than it should be.
Yeah, what's it called again?
All right. Vision netting.
Vision netting?
Yeah, vision netting.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's some like...
That's the term?
Yeah.
What does it do?
Like some snobby French photographers.
Yeah, exactly. Vision netting. I like it.
Right? No, it's an effect of the lens. You don't see it on most cell phone cameras because they're correcting for it in software.
Right, we get rid of that.
That's truth right there, right?
Yeah, someone writes vignetting. It's spelled like vignetting.
Vignetting, yeah. Oh, guys, I'm just bummed about the world.
So to get exact directions on what to do with the product,
there's no directions. Like,
no
it's
directions.
not.
But
you
there
can
are some
find them on our GitHub. You can find them online.
If you don't know how to like at least like read code, this is not for you.
But we appreciate your business.
No, we don't. We honestly almost don't. Like not that we don't appreciate your business, but like
if you want to buy
okay.
it.
So I have a saying, right? I have a saying. It's a saying. I'll say it's keep hacking elite, right? And people first hear that and they're like, oh, keep hacking elite. You mean you only want to keep hacking confined to the elite few people? No. Keep hacking elite means recognize that hacking is an elite skill that anyone can learn, but only a few people have, right? In order to get the skill, you have to put in time and learn it. And it's the same thing with this, right? Like, self-driving is a journey. And this is something that is really lost on a fast...
Yeah, Eric Baraga's talking about the community support, though. That has been heavily...
There's great community support, but, like, you have to be willing to put in time.
Yeah.
Right? Or this isn't for you. Like, look, it'll get easier, and to be honest, what's probably going to happen longer term with comma.ai is somebody else is going to figure out how to package our bullshit and deal with consumers. But I don't know. I mean, I'm here to actually try to change the world, right? You don't change the world if you just, like, keep it on the same trajectory but faster, right? You're not like changing your course. I wouldn't be changing anything if I, sped up to 90 on this highway, right? You change. What is in Fawcett? Nobody knows, man. Nobody's ever been there.
Dude, it looks like that.
Just look! Nobody's ever taken that road before!
Yeah, openpilot wants to go.
Openpilot wants to go, right? Openpilot's psyched about
Yeah.
Fawcett. Oh, this thing is passing me again. The RAV4 is going to be on one of those. We're not driving back.
Look at that nice RAV4.
Yeah, look at that.
Right? What, in front of us? Is that a RAV4? That's a Hyundai.
It's a RAV4.
No, this burgundy.
Yeah, burgundy.
Oh, that. I think meant that.
Dude, every car looks the same now. It's just bullshit.
That's right. Go, openpilot. Go.
Eon, engage.
Eon, go. Eon, go.
Go. Nice.
Yeah, RAV4 power.
That's
Take it
how
out
you
of
grab
eco
this car, yeah.
Schmokey1 says, what type of car are you
Oh
driving?
my god.
Driving a Toyota RAV4.
Yeah, you don't see us coming.
Quite
All right.
aggressively. Wiki FM Radio said, could you ask George about the time complexity of Floyd Warshall's algorithm?
Oh, Floyd Warshall. That's
Floyd
okay.
Warshall?
So that's complete graph traversal. I think that's like Dijkstra for all the paths. Naively off the top of my head, I think. Okay, so Floyd Warshall is Dijkstra. It's like pre-solving Dijkstra, right? So Dijkstra is given two nodes in a graph. What's the shortest path between them? So if your graph has v vertices, v squared e, or just like n cubed, if you're kind of like just O of n cubed.
That's the shortest.
I think it's v squared e. No, so Floyd Warshall solves Dijkstra for all the paths. I can think about this a little bit more, right? So you want to know basically the shortest path between any two vertices in a graph, and the graph edges can have weights. I'm pretty sure Floyd Warshall is 3 loops inside of each other. I have written it before. This is the downside of being allowed to use the internet during competition programming. We would use the internet during competition programming practice, and then we'd go to the actual competitions, and they wouldn't let us use it. So we'd have to like flip through. You bring the algorithms though. You bring like intro algorithms, the textbook. You could print stuff out too. So you'd print out. I'm sure you'd literally have a Floyd Warshall implementation there ready to go. You just kind of shove it in. But yeah. Okay. So let's see what you do. So, oh God, even if you ask me about the complexity of Dijkstra, I'd have to think it through. These are not things that I know off the top of my head, but the truth is you don't want to know shit off the top of your head. You want to be able to think things through.
Right. But you have to have some basic information.
But all right, so let's go over a little bit of basics. Do you guys know like what a graph is?
Yeah. He said O v cubed.
Oh, a v cubed. Okay, it's v cubed. All right. So I was close to the order of magnitude, but for some reason it's not O of v squared e. The number of edges apparently don't matter. Yeah, I mean, okay, you could see kind of intuitively why that's true, right? Because I can't imagine like a complete graph taking. I could think it through. I could rederive the algorithm. Any more comp sci questions?
Marshroom. No, we're not reading car compatibility questions.
Wait. You know what? Let's derive and let's figure out why it's VQ, right? So you have a graph. So a graph is when I say a graph, you know I don't mean like a time series.
I know.
Right?
What do you mean by what graph are you talking about?
So a graph has like vertices and edges.
Okay.
Right. You have like think of like a point and then like edges connecting. Right. Graph is like a structure. When they talk about graph theory, it's not about what.
Y equals MX plus
it's not. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could graph y equals mx plus b, but no, it means something other than that, right? All right. So let's rederive Floyd Warshall. So first off, let's figure out the time complexity of Dijkstra. So if you have a graph, right? Think about traversing a graph as you're trying to get from this. Okay. Here's the simplest way to think about it. It's very relevant because we're on a road trip. Think about each city like a vertex, right? And each road connecting them as an edge. And then each edge has like a cost, right? So there's a cost to traversing that edge, right? So you might think of costs as like times, right? So we're taking the highway from Kansas City, which is one vertex, to Omaha, which is another vertex. And this maybe has a cost of, it's let's say 180, because it's 180 minutes, right?
Okay.
We could also stop by, whatever, like rubber, faucet, yeah, right? Faucet's maybe this edge over here, right? And maybe it takes, 300 minutes to get from Faucet to Omaha, and then 100 minutes to get from Kansas City to Omaha. So you could take this path in the graph for a total of 400, or you could take this path for 180, right?
Okay.
So if you're running Dijkstra, see, these are things that I just should know off the top of my head, but I don't. It's been a while. You want to figure out what's the shortest path from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So the way that you do this is, you think about A star, and A star works if you have a heuristic function, right? A star is just Dijkstra. Dijkstra is A star without a heuristic function, right? So heuristic function you could think of as kind of like an estimate for how close you are, right? An estimate. So say you got to Fawcett, right? And you say there was like a lot of nodes between Fawcett and Omaha. You wouldn't necessarily know your distance from Fawcett to Omaha off the top of your head without actually traversing it, right? So the algorithm is you start at a vertex, you expand out all of the edges, right? And then you go to another vertex and you expand out all of the edges as well. You go to another vertex. So you're going to each vertex once in Dijkstra. So you think about the complexity as V, and then you're traversing each edge at most once, right? Because the trick is when you get from here to here, you don't have to save all the slower intermediate
You
paths.
just want the fastest.
You
most
only have to
efficient one.
save the fastest, right? So the space complexity is one number per vertex, and the time complexity is the number of vertices times the number of edges. All right, you can think about why. Because the most you'll ever have to do is traverse each edge once and visit each node in the graph once in order to get to the end, right? There's probably some reason why it's small. No, I think Dijkstra is VE, right? So if Floyd Marshall is V cubed, that means you're doing something in the time complexity of the number of vertices cubed. Okay, you know what? I mean, yeah, okay. All right, you can see why this is obviously true, because originally I said it was V squared E. But you're not going to have to traverse edges unless they are shorter, because you're computing every path, right? So you can think about, imagine pre-computing Dijkstra for the whole graph, right? Between every vertex and every other vertex. So that's naively V squared E, right? Because if Dijkstra is VE, well, that's from one vertex to one other, but then, one vertex to every vertex is also VE. Right? It doesn't matter that there's one target, because it might be the last one you explore. To be honest, there isn't even a space complexity difference. You have to save all the. You guys following this? There's my computer science lecture for the day, right? You're gonna end
Wait,
up.
but now you do have to save?
Well, no. So if you're doing Dijkstra, you're going to end up saving. So if you're trying to get from point A to point B, right?
You just need to know that path.
Well, but at all the intermediates, you're going to save the shortest distance from that intermediate to point A.
Yeah.
Right? Because eventually, one of your intermediates will be one hop away from point B, and then you can get a total path.
WikiFM said Dijkstra's is E log V.
Okay, it's E log V, right? So I'm thinking about that. Now, why? I was thinking it had to be less than VE, right? But I don't see naively why. E log V. Okay, so why would you not have to explore all the vertices? Yeah, there's another version of it that's V squared to get to, I think. I took a graph theory course for a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys all get the advantage of being able to Google shit.
I know.
I'm
You guys tell us why.
Right?
We're
No,
just working
not
off
just
his own wiki brain.
all right. So if it's E log
V with the help of a binary heap.
the help of a binary heap. What's that? God, how am I not even making time complexity of Dijkstra? I'm terrible. The help of a binary heap. Okay, so you can think about. Yeah, maybe that is the amortized time. Okay, so you can think about putting things in a. I'd have to. Oh God, I have to write a proof for why it's not VE. But okay, so you can think about a vague heuristic function to get to the end point, right? And you want to start by you're at point A, right? You expand out. This edge has a weight of 20. This edge has a weight of 10, and this edge has a weight of 5, right?
Yeah.
So if the first one you're going to want to expand out is the one with a weight of 5, because you're trying to find the shortest path. And then from the weight of 5, right? If this only has like one edge away from it from a weight of 30, then you're going to want to revisit the one with a weight of 10, right? So you're going to want to keep them sorted. You're going to want to keep them sorted like that, right? E log V. Well, okay. So if that's the data structure you're using, you'll have to prove to me that like some vertices will never be explored. So let's think of some examples where this is obviously not true. Okay. So you can think about Dijkstra from point A to point B, and you have like a really, really long graph, right? Like say like it's 10 nodes long, right? Say there's just literally one straight line, and you're just proceeding along that. You're obviously going to have to visit every vertex, but that complexity is already covered in the edges. So that would actually be just O of E, right? Because if there's one vertex between each, right? So now let's think about the opposite example, which is a complete graph. A complete graph is a graph where every vertex is connected to every other vertex. Every edge is possible on the graph. Quick, how many edges are possible on a graph?
If every vertex is connected.
Every vertex is connected to every other vertex. Well, what about a complete graph with one node? How many edges are possible? One. Oh, well, no. One. Where's the one?
Two, right?
Wait, where's
I have one node, right?
Yeah.
And assume that it's a normal graph.
Oh, one node and no.
One node and just one node. How many edges can I put?
There are no edges.
There are no edges because you can't. There's
Can't
nothing
go
to
anywhere.
connect. You can't go
Yeah,
anywhere,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now you have two nodes. How many edges can you have?
One.
Now you have three nodes.
There.
Three. Now you have four
Yeah,
nodes.
yeah.
How many edges can you have?
There are four.
Yeah, it's a little harder, right?
Yeah. What is it? It's like n.
Is it
Well, so s-
N squared minus 1.
Well, is it n squared minus 1?
No, because four nodes.
Four nodes. So
have-
let's look at the first one. How many edges does it have?
It has zero.
First one has 3.
The first one is 3, right?
Oh, right.
So
3,
then
2, 1.
3, 2, 1, right?
Yeah.
So 6.
6. So that's
How do you get
4
that?
squares. So it doesn't. So what? 4 minus. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
2
3
n minus 1. Does that work for
2n
5?
minus
Then there's
2 n minus 1. I think you're right.
Is that right?
2n. Well, no. So it's 4. 2n minus 1 would be 7.
7.
We know that's 6, right?
So, yeah.
But it's 3 plus 2 plus 1. So it's the n minus 1, but expanded out. So like n minus 1 times n minus 2 over 2. Is that right? Does that work for? No, that doesn't work.
Why?
It's just n minus 1 times n minus 2.
It's factorial,
Wait,
right?
Well, it's not factorial because factorial is times.
Oh yeah, you multiply. Sorry.
Yeah.
So when there's 5, it's like 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus
5. So it's 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So 5 is 10.
5 and 6.
So it's an obvious pattern.
10.
You know, really what you do is you type 0, 1, 3, 6,
6,
10
10
into the online
Yeah.
encyclopedia of integer sequences, and it
And
tells
you
you
find
exactly what that is, right?
N times n plus 1 over 2.
N times n plus 1 over 2. Is that
That's
right?
what-
Or
that's
did
what
someone say
someone
that? N times n plus 1 over 2. Yeah. That sounds naively right.
5, 2.
Well, so let's see. So let's see if it works for 5. So you said 5 was 10? No, it's not. Oh, it is 10. It's 10. So 5 times 5 minus 1 over 2. That works.
Oh, 5 times 5.
Right. So it's 20 over 2, right?
Yeah.
There you go. The magic of Google. See, this is why nobody ever has to think anymore. Just Google it. Unless you actually derived that at your house, which
Very
good
cool.
for you.
Wait,
And if
I
you
forget who
actually
wrote it, I missed it.
if you actually derived it at your house without paper, then you beat us.
It looked like he copy pasted it from some. It was in like
Oh,
some
that's-
LaTeX
that's-
formation.
Yeah. Huh.
No. He derived it in his head and then wrote it up in LaTeX.
Yeah, let's give him
let's give
credit.
the
Give him the
Scopies.
benefit.
We'll give the Scopies
Yeah.
the benefit of the doubt.
How long
Him
without
or her?
touching the steering wheel right now? I don't know. Our timeout.
haven't touched it, really.
Yeah,
Touched
we
it a
haven't
little bit.
really
Really
touched it.
cruising
Like I
behind
touch
this
it, I
car.
touch it to reset it. every
Yeah, the
once in a
touch
while.
resets the bar, so we can't really
The touch
speak to
resets
that
the
question.
bar.
But Scopy viewership is still high.
Scopy viewership.
Even with all
of that,
I think maybe you guys.
Even
This is,
the law,
this is a real computer science lecture,
Yeah.
y'all. This is how to think about shit. No, it's
Someone said, I struggle to understand a self-driving or reinforcement learning problem, supervised or built.
okay. So that's all right. We'll go off the topic a little bit into machine learning.
Yeah.
So, okay. You think about it very naively, and it's obviously it's a supervised learning problem, right? So, given a picture, what did the human do in this picture? Right? So that's supervised learning because you have your x's, which are the pictures, and your y's, which are what the human did, and then you want to learn a function, f of x equals y, and then you can run that function, use it to drive the car. If it was that simple, our car would work way, way, way better than it does. But it's not that simple. Because of the problem of, okay, in a supervised learning, like the typical scenario, the one the academics always write out, you make this assumption that your data is IID, independent and identically distributed. What this means is that every data point is independent of every other data point. Right? You can think of like when this would be true. Like if I am, like sampling with replacement, right? Like if I have a bingo tub, right? And I pull out one number, and then I put that number back in the tub and spin it again and pick out another number, right? Those two events are completely independent events, or two coin flips are independent events, right? But if I'm sampling like without replacement, if I take that ball out, well then the next event depends on what happened in the first event. Well, think about drawing cards from a deck of cards, right? If I'm holding 2 aces in my hand, that affects the probability that the next card that I'm going to draw is an ace. Unless you're a cheater and you filled your deck with aces. So, that's what independent means. And identically distributed means that any sample of the data looks like any other sample of the data under any statistical test as this goes out to infinity, right? So this is again true about like coin flips, right? But where might this not be true? If you think about like predicting the next letter in Wikipedia articles, right? Your data is not identically distributed because if the article is about bananas, I mean the word fruit is more likely to show up, right? So that's actually dependent on your context, right? So it's not independent, right? But supervised learning makes these two assumptions. It's independent and identically distributed, right? So now let's talk about whether these examples actually apply to self-driving cars. Is one frame independent of the next frame? If there's a car in front of me in this frame, does that affect the probability of there being a car in front of me in the next frame? Yeah. So you violate your independence assumption there. Now how about identically distributed, right?
Yeah, well, do edge cases fall in identically distributed?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to talk about identically distributed under like what model?
Yeah.
But so the real way that this stuff is violated is so you can say, okay, well, I'll shuffle up all the data and there'll be enough of it, and then it's IID. And then it actually is IID. But the problem is that isn't what happens on the road. On the road, you're executing your model like sequentially, right? And you have your output of the model actually affects what the next state looks like, right? If the thing told the car to turn left, in the next frame, it's likely to be further to the left.
Yeah, right. Which is the whole problem of your car is to the left.
Which is the whole reason that self-driving cars are not a supervised learning problem. So in the literature, this is referred to as behavioral cloning or cascading errors. And it's a very hard problem to fix. Reinforcement learning fixes this. Reinforcement learning fixes this because... So another thing that would fix this is if we could train in a simulator. Mm-hmm. Because in a simulator, if you're actually letting the model act, then you don't have this problem. But when we're testing it on the data that you guys send to us, we can't let the model act because what actually happened is what happened. Kind of like the loss theory of time travel.
We can test in a simulator.
Well, can we test in a simulator that perfectly mimics the real world?
Not perfectly.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Test a little bit in a simulator. But again, you're only testing in a simulator, you're not training in a simulator.
Yeah.
If you could train a simulator, to build a simulator is kind of like hand coding the self-driving car. It's graphics instead of vision, but it's still not something you want to be doing.
That's interesting.
So yeah.
Supervised learning.
Man, I liked computer science one-on-one questions more. That was more fun.
The graph theory stuff.
I love graph theory.
Yeah, I want to learn some graph.
Learn some graph theory.
Still got 44 Scopies out there.
Wow.
44 Scopies. I had a great graph theory professor at CMU.
Yeah.
For the half a semester I took this course until the scope broke my heart.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Kylie.
Calling it like it is.
Like it is. Gonna be real people.
Yeah. So Wiki FM Radio, who asked you the question before, what is George's favorite language to program in? What do you like? Python? You're a big Rust fan.
Yeah, you love Rust.
Oh, God.
But you just like to shill for
Yeah.
I
Rust.
like to shill for Rust and then let other people try to code in it.
But Python's just the shit.
Python is very simple, you know. You know what they say, man? If you're good, it doesn't matter how shitty your tools are, but if you have good tools, you're even better. Yeah, pee. I had 3 cups of coffee this morning.
3?
Yeah, I drank your coffee too.
Oh.
After you went for
do
a
you
walk.
think
I went
GANs
for a
can
walk.
help solve the simulator problem you described?
GANs, well, okay, so what? You can read our paper, Learning a Driving Simulator. And GANs are kind of, GANs are just, they're really hard to get to work well.
Amazon.
I don't know if you can pee in Amazon. You can
Probably not.
No, like it doesn't look like it, right?
Yeah,
It
there's
looks like we
nothing.
literally get, I mean,
We go to someone's
We're in the
house.
middle of
You
nowhere
could pee
again.
right next to that tree, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like your best option in Amazonia.
Yeah.
We're really in the middle of. Are we in
No, yesterday we were in the middle of
Are we
nowhere.
in Nebraska yet?
I don't think
I think so. We would have seen a sign, right? What's the Nebraska motto, Scopies?
Oh, yeah, go.
Grabbing
go,
you
Waze.
out there.
Go now.
It's the Nebraska motto. Yeah, so my talk today is going to be a lot of complaining about the lack of realness in the world. But I'll try to refrain from talking at colleges about how college is the greatest scam in history.
Right. Try to refrain.
I'll try to refrain.
can
But
mention
guys,
it.
it really is the greatest scam in history. When you look at the wealth that has been extracted from our nation's youth.
We're still in Missouri.
We almost
Missouri.
We're almost in Missouri. We're
almost
almost
in Nebraska. Can we go to Arby's
I
and get
think,
a
yeah,
apple
we gotta
turnover?
get apple turnover.
Let's go to
I
Arby's
think
and get an apple
Omaha
turnover.
is like pretty far down in Nebraska.
Yeah, we
Am I
have to
right?
go west again.
We gotta go west. Go west.
Yeah.
What time is the event? I think it's at 2
2
o'clock.
p.m.
Or shoot.
2 p.m.
Are we streaming the event?
We'll stream a bit of the first half of the
I think
presentation.
we'll stream the
Yeah.
presentation. Yeah. We have a
Yeah.
little bit of presentation, and hopefully, like if I'm standing by a podium,
Yeah.
yo,
You'll have a podium,
You
I
know,
think.
you know, we got Obama to come speak at Tits, and he was real pissed we didn't have a podium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tell the
I
people
heard.
about tits.
Tits, yo.
It was the machine learning sister
machine learning
conference.
before NIPS. You know, it's like the DEF CON of NIPS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spoke about CryptoKitties. I made some serious cash off CryptoKitties. Yeah.
CryptoKitties are real folks.
CryptoKitties are real folks. I don't know anymore.
We either believe in true realness or complete bullshit, if you haven't realized.
No. See, it's not that I believe in bullshit. It's that I just
You just
really-
enjoy bullshit.
No, it's just that I really hate hypocrisy, right?
But then you can't say you love real and honest and then chill for CryptoKitties.
No, but like the thing about CryptoKitties is it is real and honest because it doesn't pretend to be something else, right? It's not like they're talking about CryptoKitties, how they help the underprivileged youth. They're just cats on a blockchain, man. Buy them, trade them, sell them,
They
collect
can-
them, right? Like they're not trying to be something that they're not.
Yeah.
It's hypocrisy that's the problem, right? Because if you live in a world where everything has to be rational and true, what kind of a boring world is that, right? But we could live in a world where everything is at least honest.
Yeah. Oh, Brevin's trying to set up a YouTube live.
YouTube Live!
YouTube Live would be
Woo,
great.
we
Brevin,
we
right
like
now.
Google, but don't even think about a Facebook Live because friends don't let friends use Facebook.
Yeah, I'm playing with the focus now. It's kind
Because
of
there have
fun.
been no bridges to give you our sponsors,
there
so.
have been no bridges. This is bridgeless Missouri.
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 Show me state, just don't show me a bridge. We don't have it.
Show me
Can I
state.
pee in Fillmore?
Dude, you definitely
Probably
cannot.
not.
There's nothing there.
Oh, there's nothing there. How about raw?
There's an RA there.
The best
There's
is
an
when we
RA.
were-
My RA is in Fillmore, yo.
Damn.
The best is when we pass Country Road 11, Country Road 12, Country Road 13,
That's a
Country
thing.
Road 14.
And then Country Road 16.
Yeah.
You're like, what happened?
Yeah, what happened there? 15.
Don't take me home, Country Road 15. Does it go?
Oh, Take Me Home Country Road.
Yeah, we should listen to that.
You think it's literally the country roads that he was taking, those country roads?
Yeah.
No.
You can definitely pee there.
Why? Oh,
Why do you think
that? Looks
that?
far away from the highway, though.
Yeah, I agree. I'm good coasting.
No, I gotta pee.
Hold it.
What? No, I gotta pee, y'all.
Dude, flex your bladder.
It's a muscle. Let's go, George.
Exercise.
Work it out, yeah.
Ugh. This is. Why don't we do anything, guys? Go, make the turn. Look at that, yo.
Nice. Nebraska
Action
motto
41 News, if you need more footage, we got that right there for you.
No, Action 41 News wants to enter in a destination and take a nap.
Yeah, I'm tired.
The Nebraska motto is the good life.
The
You
good
see-
life?
Pretty
I
good.
like
The
that.
good
I'm
life.
excited for
Ooh.
Nebraska.
See, the problem is, okay, so here's the problem. I have an interview, if you guys want to look it up, NDT TV, where I shell for bagels.
Oh, yeah.
But
Your
I think,
hair is blonde.
where
bleached.
my hair is bleach blonde. I just won a CTF. They pulled my friend aside and they're like, "Is he high?" I swear, I get high a lot, but I wasn't high that morning. Yeah, no, what I said was this, right? The difference between attack and defense and security, right? When you attack, you always win. Because if you don't exploit anything, nobody knows about you. If you do, you're a winner, right? When you defend, you always lose. Because say you fix 9 out of the 10 exploits, you still get grilled for the one you miss. You still completely lose, right? The problem is I view self-driving cars like an attack. And I think, like, if it makes that turn, it's a success,
Yeah, it is.
right?
Yeah.
Versus the defend, which is if it ever makes a mistake over,
That's the problem,
a
yeah.
huge amount, it's a mistake, right?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But do you
and
think it's a
unusable.
bad way to view it as an attack?
Oh, I think attack is a much more exciting way to view the world,
Yeah.
right? And eventually you want to attack, and then we have some people who are like, self-driving cars will never be allowed until they get to 0. Those people are literally sentencing thousands of people to die every year,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If you could build something that's twice as safe as people, you save 15,000 lives. Well, we shouldn't even save 15,000 lives until we can save 30,000. Said terrible people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you kind of stop hearing people say that, I think. There's still a few people that do.
No, to
But
be honest, like
I think it's
the
getting
hype's
better.
kind of gone away. Oh man, Volvo this morning.
that's so funny.
You guys, the idiots on our self-driving cars who are giving us shit are like, Volvo's already shipping a level 4 system in 2017. Yeah, you know what? They pushed it to 2021, which is another word for never. It's not even soon TM. We're going to call that never TM. And now they're shipping a level 2 system to people to get them comfortable with it. They're shipping Volvo Drive Pilot, which is shittier than openpilot.
People need to be comfortable.
No, but it's like, stop it with the PR spin. Self-driving cars were harder than we anticipated. Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Can I pee in Mound City, guys?
Rockport seems more like it.
Oh,
You
that's
just,
so
like,
far.
Feel that it's a good city.
Oh, that's so far. Are we almost in Nebraska?
Yeah.
Really?
We have an hour 38.
Before we get to Nebraska, even?
Oh,
or before we get there?
Oh, before we get there.
Oh, all right.
But you picked a gas station to go to?
Well, we got half.
On
we
Waze,
got
or-
half.
No, on Waze, we're technically going straight to the
You guys heard about the gallon scam, right?
Oh, yeah. This is
Did we talk about the
We
gallon?
didn't talk
Gallon
about it.
scam.
Toyota gallon challenge.
Gallon challenge, yeah. It turns out when this car says it's out of gas, it actually has like 2 gallons left in the gas tank.
It's really good to know.
Yeah. Like, what a scam.
We lost so much time slowing down.
We're like
Yeah,
freaking
we
out
did.
yesterday
We
going
went to
slow,
neutral to try
right?
to coast. And this car can't coast.
Yeah. You know what? In old cars, when it said E, you were actually out of gas,
We're
right?
pretty fast, yeah.
Dishonesty, but like dishonesty probably works better.
Same thing as the odometer. Works better.
Oh, the speedometer. Yeah, I feel like I'm going fast, right? Truthiness is better than truth. I don't know, man. I think we're just doomed.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We're all doomed.
We're all doomed.
Yeah.
Gas station's about 15 minutes away.
Oh, I get to pee in 15 minutes? Oh, what a
Yeah.
deal.
See, you've been talking about peeing so much, now I have to pee.
I just want
Oh, excellent. Now we all have to stop.
Yeah.
Good. Now it's
No,
not
I
just
don't
me.
have to pee. I'll pick you guys up later.
Ugh.
But I want to get a coffee, so then I will have to pee.
Oh, let's get more coffee.
Yeah, let's
I'm
get
so
more
down.
coffee.
We're
Yeah,
about to.
get more
Yeah,
coffee.
More coffee.
Yeah.
All right, Periscope, I'm sick of holding you. But there's
All
a
right.
bridge coming up. Should we wait for this?
Yeah, we
bridge?
gotta wait.
No. No, it's not sponsored today. They,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
they sponsored yesterday.
I don't want any more BCH.
No. Yeah, let's leave the scope.
All right, Periscope.
Yeah, we just ranted a lot.
Bye, Scopies.
Bye.
Bye-bye.